divine smile on you, friend. So, you wish to master the arcane arts? Mm-hmm. You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off-limits. I hope you've got some coin. Let's just take a look, then. Till next time.
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary.
Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge. I can't wait to see her succeed, Mirabelle. I've no doubt she'll be promoted to Archmage at some point.
I've got your back. How can I serve you, my Thane? You lead, I'll follow.
Talk to Captain Gjalund if
Captain Gjalund does the business around here.
The Northern Maiden is shipshape and ready to go. If you're looking for passage, talk to Captain Gjalund. Captain Gjalund does the business around here. I'm just a ship's name.
Talk to Captain Gjalund if you're looking to book passage. Captain Gjalund does the business around
Talk
here.
to Captain Gjalund if you're looking to book passage.
If you're looking for passage, talk to Captain Gjalund.
If you're looking for passage, to Captain Gjalund. If you're looking for passage, talk to Captain Gjalund.
If you're looking for passage to Solstheim, too bad. I'm not going back there anymore. Surprised you've never heard of it. It's an island northeast of here. Has a small dark elf town called Raven Rock, and a handful of Nords living in Skal village. But I'm not going back there. There's something wrong about that place. It's hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board. Then, the next thing I remember, I was here, and they were gone. And that's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstheim. Have you been listening to me? I'm not going back there. All right, you have a point. Taking you back to find out who sent them is the least I can do. Besides, maybe you can put a stop to whatever's going on over there. I owe them a bit of payback myself. Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock. Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again. Good luck. Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
I don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Raven Rock, Outlander. State your intentions. Mirak, I'm not sure that I do. Just remember, Raven Rock is sovereign territory of House Redoran. This is Morrowind, not Skyrim. While you're here, you will be expected to abide by our laws. Any questions? Raven Rock started out as an imperial settlement. The Empire decided to abandon it, just as my people were first setting foot here. They left the town a shambles, and when House Redoran took over, we turned it around and it became ours. And even if it's been a struggle to make this island livable, we're proud to call it home. I have to be. As second counselor, the security of Raven Rock is my primary concern. This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight. We're on the frontier out here. We've had more than a fair share of troubles. After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvayn down. Councillor Morvayn is House Redoran's representative on Solstheim. As second councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced. Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. Been that way ever since Morgul was sacked by the Argonians. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors. Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened. Attempted expansion, revenge for the enslavement of their people, or perhaps both. Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmen needlessly lost their lives. Many more were exiled from their homeland. I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it. I don't think so. I'm not... The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think. I'm not sure what. Remember, we're watching you. Gjalund, I was starting to...
If you're looking for passage, talk to Captain Gjalund.
We were delayed by bad weather. Before you even ask, yes, have the supplies you requested. But nothing I can do about it.
Damn it, Gjalund. You know we don't have that much coin.
Look, the East Empire Company didn't give me a choice. They've raised the prices again, and there's nothing I can do about it.
After all these years, they're gouging us for every last drake we have. Let me talk to Lleril. I'll see what we can do.
All right, Admiral. Don't worry about rushing. Just pay me when you can.
Your visit here will be tolerated as long as you abide by our laws. Otherwise, you'll answer to the Veteran Guard.
Intend to wander Solstheim, you do so at your own risk. Damn Ash.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by. That's not someone who lives in Ravenlock, I don't think. But it sounds so familiar. Maybe. I can't help but think of some sort of temple on the island. Why would that be? And don't stay away for too long.
What do you think you're doing? Good. I've been itching. Fight.
My husband Vendil feared visitors would shun Raven Rock. I'm glad to see he was mistaken. Mirak. I'm sure I've heard that name before. Haven't I? Was it in a dream? May your path be free from danger.
It gets lonely out here, you know, on this remote island.
Never should have.
Oh, hello. You looking for a handout or something?
Welcome to Raven Rock, traveler. Could I interest you in any fine ash-grown foods? The Dunmer have been growing food in the ashlands for thousands of years. It was born out of the necessity to survive in the harsh climate of our homeland. And now, with the constant eruptions of the Red Mountain, it's more important than ever. No. Only the Telvanni have the ability to weave living growth from the ash. This simply takes the right ingredients, the right tools, and a lot of patience. If the quality's right, I'll take those off your hands. Let me take a look. I think so, but I can't remember how I know him. Or maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I think so. But the only thing that comes to mind is a shrine near the Earthstone. Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have plenty of food for sale.
Looking for any potions? Ingredients? Alchemical supplies? After we left Morrowind, we found ourselves in Skyrim. We wandered around a bit and ended up in Morthal, where we took up temporary residence with Lami, the town's alchemist. I was fascinated by her work, and over a period of a few years, she taught me quite a bit. It wasn't long before we became homesick. We were the only Dunmer in Morthal. When word reached us that a settlement of Dunmer was forming on Solstheim, we were thrilled. It's been difficult, but I'm not regretting it one bit. In fact, I'm glad we've been able to stay and help. As you can imagine, the eruption of the Red Mountain took an awful toll on Solstheim. Hunting for game has been scarce, and the waters are apparently too tainted for fishing. According to Counselor Morvayn, my husband's been Raven Rock's most important food source for decades. Yes, I'm proud to say that I grow or harvest most of it myself. I only wish I had a better source for netch jelly. Those creatures are difficult to track down since it's so dangerous beyond the bulwark. That would be splendid. I'd be more than happy to give you something for the effort. I don't think so, though it sounds like a name I've heard before. I hear that name, and I see a temple here on Solstheim. What could that mean? You already know all that I know. Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you when threatened.
My husband Vendil feared visitors would shun Raven Rock. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
You're not getting it.
You haven't seen Cresh's Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again. No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know. I prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Creshus, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble. It's the only tool tough enough to crack Stalrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Creshus borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it. Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that. I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do. Well, it's been a long time since someone from the guilds bothered to make their way out here. So tell me, how's my brother Delvin? Still spending his nights at the Ragged Flagon trying to win Vex's heart? Good to hear. Damn layabout never even bothers to send his own flesh and blood a letter saying how he's doing. Can you imagine? Anyway, I suppose you're looking for work. Well, I got bad news. This place is drier than a damn bone. Eager to make some coin, eh? That's the spirit. I'll tell you what. The guild's got a problem out here that I've been trying to deal with for years, but haven't been able to handle. Don't look at me like that. I'm all alone out here, with no one to watch my back. And besides, it's really my problem anyway. I caused it. A fellow Breton who went by the name Esmond Tyne showed up at my doorstep about a fortnight ago. He noticed the shadow marks like you did, and I thought he was one of us. That he did, right out from under my nose. Can you believe it? It's my own formula for improved bone mold. Took me years to perfect. Well, before he ran off, he was talking some nonsense about trying to fence goods to the Reeklings at Castle Karstag. I told him he was crazy to even think about talking to those vicious little buggers, but he wouldn't listen. I'd bet a fat purse of coin that he's either dead or hiding out up there. You do that, and I'll make sure you're set up right. You won't be disappointed. A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften. I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Rythe, a very talented armorsmith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since. No, wait. Maybe. I don't know how I know that name. I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about this. You tell Cresius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else. Think you could... Think you could... Keep your hands to yourself.
Mallory, you need to talk some sense into your husband.
Can't get blood from a stone, Mogrul. As it is, we can barely make ends meet.
That isn't my problem. I was clear when I loaned Garyn the money that I wanted it back by first harvest.
I'll see what I can do.
I'll give you this warning only once. Stay out of my way, and we'll do just fine. No, wait. I recognize the name, but I'm not sure why. I don't know. I feel strange just thinking about it. A temple, maybe. Here on the island, something about a temple.
Fight well.
I work for Mogrul. You got a problem, you talk to him. Mogrul doesn't lend coin to outlanders. Look somewhere else. You looking for trouble? Stay out of my way. Haven't you got something better to do? Get away from me, outlander. There's something you need.
My husband Vendil feared visitors would shun Raven Rock. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
Your visit here would be tolerated as long as you abide by our laws. Otherwise, nonsense will vary.
Keep moving. I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
On behalf of House Redorin and as Counselor of Raven Rock, I bid you welcome. You've never heard of House Redorin? We're the mightiest of the great houses, and we lead the Council, the ruling body of Morrowind. This isn't Skyrim, Outlander. A group of powerful and influential Dunmer families have been ruling Morrowind for millennia. They embody a council made up of 5 great houses: Telvanni, Dres, Indoril, Sadris, and Redorin. Well, of course, with 4 other houses on the council, someone has to keep the rabble organized. Our house leads the council by virtue of our preeminence in battle, wisdom, and ancestral glory. Yes, I imagine it would to someone not of our people. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historical volumes in my library. Solstheim is theoretically under my rule, but without revenue from the mine, I lack the resources to actually govern anything but Raven Rock itself. Not that there's much beyond the confines of our town anyway. Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the north in Skal Village. They pretty much keep to themselves, and we both like it that way. Then there's Tel Mithrin to the east. The Telvanni live out there, sort of a strange lot. But since we're both from Morrowind, we get along. Other than that, Solstheim is crawling with bandits and weaklings. But that's to be expected living in a frontier like this. It used to be one of the richest ebony mines in Morrowind, but it dried out years ago. Now, we're barely holding out here. Without the mine, Raven Rock doesn't feel like it can last much longer. Do I? What a strange thing. It sounds so familiar, and yet I cannot place the name. I'm not even sure. I can picture a temple, here on Solstheim. Must have been a bad dream. My doors are open if you wish to discuss matters involving Raven Rock.
May I have a word with you, Counselor?
Of course, Cindiri. Troubles you?
I was concerned about our food stores. Gjalund can only carry so much on each journey, and I'm afraid we might run out.
I'll speak with Garyn and see if we can't increase the crop production this season. Sorry, Cindiri. I fear we'll be feasting on ash yams a bit more often this year.
As the wife to the second Counselor of Raven Rock, it would be my pleasure to help you any way that I can. You look able to venture outside of town. Perhaps you could help me recover something precious that was lost. A few months ago, I had sent an important folio to the first edition bookshop in the Imperial City to be rebound. They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived. Yes, the strident squall, or something like that. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you imagine? One of the sailors survived. Poor thing crawled all the way to Raven Rock on his hands and knees.
I know you're both doing
Before he died, he told the Redorin Guard about the wreck, and warned us that it was going to be crawling with reavers. Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom. My husband is second Counselor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my folio. You aren't here with bad news regarding my husband, are you? I couldn't bear it. Adril Arano, second counselor of Raven Rock. How I hate that title. Damn fool's going to get himself killed over it someday. He's in grave danger, and yet he continues to place himself in harm's way. When I fall asleep at night, all I can do is hope he'll still be there when I awaken. This island was never meant for us. There's too much death here. I assure you, if I could convince Adril to do that, I'd be on the next ship back to Blacklight. Unfortunately, Adril and Councillor Morvayn are very close friends, and they will never abandon one another, despite my feelings. I'm the wife of a second counselor, and certain things are expected of me. The most important thing is that I stand by Adril no matter how I feel, and I intend to do that until we get off this miserable rock. Adril and I lived in Blacklight, the capital city of Morrowind. House Redoran has improved Blacklight substantially over the last 1,000 years. Its grandeur rivals that of Mournhold itself. The root spire where the Council of Great Houses meet is something to behold. I haven't seen the city in over 50 years. Even for a Dunmer, that seems like an eternity. Regardless, I hope to return there someday, which doesn't seem likely given my husband's commitment to Councillor Morvayn. Why does that sound so familiar? There's no one here by that name, and yet I swear I've heard it. I don't know. It almost feels like a dream. Something about a temple on the island. My husband is second counselor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my folio.
Staying in Blacklight permanently.
Well, of course. Now that they're under House Redoran's protection, why would they want to... back to Mournhold?
My thoughts exactly.
Spirits may be low, and danger lurks beyond the light. I am confident that they will never abandon us again. Are you here to pray? Or perhaps pay your respects at our ancestral tomb? There where we inter our dead. They are sacred places, meant to honor their passing. Sadly, we've been unable to use the ancestral tomb beneath the temple as of late, and have resorted to other locations to scatter the remains. Those foul vermin, the abominations we call ash spawn, have risen from the ashes of our own ancestors. They're befouling the memories of our forefathers by defiling their remains. Thank you, Wanderer. That would be most kind. Here. This key should open the door to the tomb. The Dunmer race doesn't bury their dead, or leave them to rot inside a stone sarcophagus. When a Dunmer passes, his body is given to fire, so he might return to the ash from whence he came. The Dunmer don't believe that death is the end. We believe that it's the beginning. The reclamations are the true tribunal, the Daedra that consecrate the Dunmer people, Azura, Methala, and Boethia. We call them the true tribunal because they have reclaimed their place in our hearts from the false tribunal that came before. Sotha Sil, Amalexia, and Vivek represent what was. Beings who won the Dunmer people's hearts with their actions, but blinded them just the same. They were aberrations, false prophets. They used their status as heroes to shield the true tribunal from our minds. But now that they've been destroyed, the light can finally shine upon the House of Reclamations. Sounds like something from a dream, and yet it might be more strange. I remember a temple on Solstheim, and working to build something. It was not a pleasant dream. Be cautious, then. The ash spawn are soulless beings, with no regard for compassion. Excuse me? Though our spirits may be low and danger lurks beyond the light, I am confident that they will never abandon us. Excuse me, but the temple is for followers of our faith. Outsiders aren't welcome here. Mirag. It sounds very familiar. Not someone here, but I'm not sure I can recall. I can't be sure. I know I've heard that name, but it doesn't feel real. Does that make any sense? Non-believers are never welcome here. Attendant, why has the door to the lower level been locked? Locked? Are you certain, Elder? Of course I'm certain. I wished to bless the tombs with the monthly invocation, but I couldn't get the door to open. I'm certain it's only stuck, Elder. I'll speak to Glover Mallory and see if he can take a look at it.
Looking for any potions, ingredients, alchemical supplies?
Why? Never seen a Redoran guard before?
Gjalund, sit up. I work for Mogrul. You got a problem, you talk to him.
Find my pickaxe yet?
Mogrul doesn't lend coin to outlanders. Look somewhere else.
Welcome to the Retching Next Corner Club, my lord. If you need anything, Master Geldis will be happy to help you. Did I know someone by that name? Someone Someone that wanted something. Maybe I'm just confused. I can't be sure. Alright then. We have all sorts of authentic dark elf food and drink here. Geldis spares no expense.
Fethis, how's that pretty young daughter?
Geldis may be a tough boss, but I can put up with it. Keeps a roof over me head.
Nothing. I was just making conversation.
Next time you feel
Is something amiss?
Teldryn Sero, blade for hire. If you have the coin, I'm at your service.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Perhaps that's reassuring enough.
The best swordsman in all Morrowind is at your service. And for the right price.
I'd be on the first ship off this island if I had the coin. What a waste. Mining gear? No. However, I used to sell East Empire pendants until I ran out of them. Popular little item. It's an amulet that was made exclusively for the East Empire Company. They gave them to their workers as an incentive at one point, a kind of reward for extra effort. They're no longer being made, so they've become a collectible. I'd love to get my hands on a few of them. They could be anywhere on the island. The mines might be a good place to start. If you find any while you're exploring Solstheim, bring them here, and I'll pay you for them. I think I maybe had a dream about someone with that name. It was very strange. Was I building something? A shrine down on the beach near the Earthstone? I'm not sure. The East Empire pendants are scattered all over, so leave no stone unturned.
Vendil Severin. A pleasure to meet you, Serio.
As the wife to the second counselor of Ravenrock, it would be my pleasure to help you any way.
What do you think you're...
Vendil Severin. A pleasure to meet you, Serio. Always glad to help, Serio. What can I do for you? Do I? I was going to say no, but somehow I feel like I do. Does that make any sense? No, I'm sure of that. And yet, I think I had a dream of a temple, and he was there. Pleasant journey, Sim.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by.
I'd be on the first ship off this island if I had the coin. What a waste.
Your visit here would be tolerated as long as you abide by our rules. Otherwise, we'll answer to the veteran guard.
Ever grace your lips. Welcome to the Retching Netch, Outlander. What can I get you? There's actually a funny story behind the name, friend. A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer staggering along with a bottle of Sujamma in hand. He was one of my patrons and liked to drink heavily, so I wasn't exactly surprised. Ah, but you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born and singing badly at the top of his lungs. As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink," and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground. Well, the bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating sort of tilted. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver. A few moments later, the foulest liquid to ever assail your nostrils spewed from its maw. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now, that netch was sick. True story, friend. True story. The finest Sujamma to cross your lips, friend. My own personal formula that I call Sadri's Sujamma. In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste better than ever. All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for it. I was kinda hoping you'd say that. Here, take these samples of the Sujamma and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you. Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sujamma that will ever grace your lips. With the mine shut down, there's no telling how much longer Raven Rock's going to last. Hopefully, Councillor Morvayn has a plan. I heard crazy old Cressius has been sneaking in the Raven Rock mine again. At his age, he's going to get himself killed in there. Just get them to taste my Sujamma. Once they take a sip, it'll sell itself.
Take bomb. Take bomb.
As the wife to the second Councillor of Raven Rock, it would be my pleasure to help you any way that I can. Oh, how kind. Thank Geldis for me, won't you? My husband is second Councillor, so I certainly...
My wife and I are doing the best we can to keep Raven Rock fed. Always a pleasure to taste anything Geldis comes up with. Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have plenty of food for sale.
I'd be on the first ship off this island if I had the coin. Geldis needs to bottle this up and send it to the mainland instead of wasting his time out here. His drinks are outstanding. Thanks.
The East Empire pendants are scattered all
Glover
over.
Mallory's the name. If you're looking... Perfect. I was just thinking about heading over for a drink. Thanks for saving me the trip. You tell Cressius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
Your visit here will be tolerated as long as you abide by our laws. Although, what? Oh, no, thank you. I need to keep my head clear. Remember, we are watching you.
Need something?
I'll give you this warning only once. Take that swill and pour it down a well.
Fight well.
I work for Mogrul. You got a problem, you talk to him.
Teldryn Sero, blade for hire. If you have the coin.
Mogrul doesn't lend coin to outlanders. Look somewhere else.
Obey our laws, or suffer the consequences.
This island's nothing but a pile of rubble. What's the point trying to make a life here? Don't like it? I hate it. Every day it's the same thing. We open the shop, we hardly sell a thing, we close the shop and go to sleep. What kind of a life is that? Ah, believe me, I'd be on the first ship off this miserable island if I could. But I'm not sure I could do that to my father. I think it would break his heart. We've already lost my mother. I don't want to leave him alone. We lived in a settlement, perhaps a league from the border of Black Marsh, the homeland of the Argonians. Even though the Argonian invasion ended a long time ago, there are still a few scale-skinned clans that live within our borders. To put it simply, they attacked our settlement and slaughtered almost everyone. It was horrible. At least my father will let me drink whatever I want without complaining. Tell Geldis I appreciate it. I think so, but I'm not sure where I heard the name. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about a temple, here on the island. Maybe it was just a bad dream. Keep yourself safe. Solstheim's still a dangerous place.
Time. Squatting isn't tolerated in the abandoned